CNN gets drilled. Wolf Blitzer gets drilled by JD Vance, and a black TikToker named John. I fall in love with him. He drills the elites so bad that I got out my DeWalt as a sound effect friend. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are.
So the jury instructions are so important. They're sort of dry, but they're crucial. They're the last thing the jury will hear before they disappear into that jury room to deliberate. And we, as a criminal justice system, we do the best we can. We try to have the judge explain it in non-legal, understandable terms. Some part of the jury instruction is easy to understand. For example, it's up to you, the jury, to assess the credibility of the witnesses. Anyone can understand that.
Okay, too many words on that clip. I'm sorry. But, you know, he is unpacking what went wrong with Trump becoming a felon, okay? It was too much jury instructions. The jury's dumb, and they're being guided and led by Judge Juan Merchan.
Other parts get really deep into the weeds, usually when we get into the elements of the crime. And what happened today when the parties were arguing about what the jury instructions should be and should not be absolutely blew my mind. I need to call this out. We collectively, prosecutors, are pushing the boundaries of due process here.
That's a tiny, tiny insult. We're getting there. We're pushing the boundaries of due process. He's starting to say, Judge Juan Merchan, you went a little too far. The prosecution went too far on your instructions. You're screwing up due process.
The general back and forth in the courtroom today was the defense lawyers saying, Your Honor, please tell the jury specifically what the other crime is, right? Prosecutors have to prove falsified records for another crime. Defense lawyers were begging him. They have to know what the other crime is. And prosecutors were saying, no, let's keep it very vague and general.
Okay, the defense did not. They were begging, please tell us what the crime is. What is the felony? They would not tell them what it is.
It's a bizarro world. I know that there is some aggressive reading of the New York statute that says, well, the jury doesn't really have to know what the other crime is. But to me, that suggests that the DA's office is hell-bent on getting the conviction now and worry about the fallout.
Okay, the fallout's coming. It's going to be reversed. But just remember this. Here's a Politico article. They're calling Trump a felon already. Here, Republicans are sticking by Trump, the felon, even in battleground states. Now, I went back and looked in Politico's history. Politico, who calls Trump the felon, never once did an article on George Floyd, the five-time felon. George Floyd, the felon. Every time they mention George Floyd, they never once called him George Floyd, the felon.
The presidential race is clearly now entering a new, more volatile phase now that the presumptive Republican nominee is a convicted felon 34 times.
Felon, what a jerk. Wolf Blitzer, you jerk. We're going to have JD Vance come get on your show and give you a spanking right now.
So much for joining us. Are you interested in being the running mate of a convicted felon?
Well, Wolf, the entire purpose of this trial was to allow the media and the Democrats to say exactly that. This is never about justice.
Oh my, it's not about justice. And by the way, yes, I will be vice president felon. I will vote for this felon. I just now gave him a bunch of money. The beloved Miss Tenaple and I maxed out our donation. If you want to know how to donate to Trump, you're going to put this in the search over on Google, DonaldJTrump.com. DonaldJTrump.com will redirect you to Trump's official donation site if you want to give to his campaign. It's easy.
This is about plastering convicted felon all over the airwaves, when in reality, the only thing that Donald Trump is guilty of is being in the courtroom of a political sham trial.
This jury was approved by the Trump lawyers. You would acknowledge that, right?
Hey, the jury was approved by the lawyers. No, they had to. They had to come up with them. But this jury was picked from a 95% Democrat district. What a scam. And it was in the end, Judge Juan Merchan, who approved all of the jury. Democrats, the entire system was run by them.
This judge committed multiple elements of reversible error, and he did it while his daughter has made a ton of money off of Democratic candidates and while he himself donated to the Biden campaign.
So let me repeat the question.
You cannot say that this trial was anything more than politics masquerading as justice.
Oh, yeah. Nail Wolf Blitzer to the wall. True. We're going to keep going.
Because if we allow this to happen, it's so much bigger and so much more troubling than Donald Trump. If we allow this standard that you can throw your political opponents in jail because they're doing better than you in an election, it will be the end of this country as we know it.
It's already the end. I've been saying it. We're in the season finale of America, season finale of the United States of America. Welcome to it, guys. Hope you guys have subscribed, like this show. Give us a comment below.
So you don't think this was a fair trial at all?
No, Wolf, I do not think it was a fair trial at all. And more importantly, again, everybody's focusing on Donald Trump. Understandably,
well, he's convicted now.
Understandably, but the principle that we're establishing applies across our politics. We're basically saying that if you don't like the outcome of an election or you don't like how an election is about to transpire, you can try to throw your opponent in jail.
That's what Wolf Blitzer wants. He goes, of course, that's what we want. If we don't like our political opponent, we want to throw him in jail. That's what Wolf Blitzer says.
A paperwork
organized
violation.
by Biden. This was a trial organized by New York City, the district attorney in Manhattan.
After the number 3 person in the Biden Department of Justice joined that prosecutor's office and then goes after Biden's political opponent, this absolutely is connected to Joe Biden, Wolf.
Boom. Now here's a black TikToker on a great, he makes incredible points for Trump. He's brilliant. Listen to this guy.
I'm for sure voting Trump 2024. Ain't no question in the world, dude.
Here goes. He's a very influential TikToker. And this is the reason. He gives a great reason I hadn't heard before. It's because Trump, he's one of us. He's saying this as a black man. Trump is being treated like a black man by the Democrat Party.
I am voting Trump 2024. And I ain't a liberal, so I can tell you why I'm going to do something, okay? The reason I'm going to vote Trump 2024 is because one main reason. This man getting the people treatment. He's getting the people treatment. He ain't getting treated like a billionaire. He ain't getting treated like a president. He ain't getting treated like a politician. He's getting treated like me.
He's getting treated like us. I love this guy.
He's getting treated like me. And the people that I despise, the elites, the people that don't answer to the same law that I answer to, the people that can literally bat an eye and say, hey, make that disappear from me, and it's gone, the people that never get challenged on the disrespectful BS that they commit every single day, I can't stand.
He's talking about the elites in Hollywood. He's got it down, man. This guy's got his shtick down. He knows what he's talking about, guys. This man is correct. This man, he ain't heavy. He's my brother.
But this man's getting popped for things commoners don't even get popped for. This man is under scrutiny more than a black man downtown Compton with a bag of good in his pocket. And this man is now a felon. One of the only people in politics, period, that's a felon.
Period.
And y'all acting like you're fighting against the system when you are on the same side as the universities, the mainstream media, 99% of politicians, every manufacturing company that does their business overseas. You think you're fighting the system when your entire face is plastered over Target, Nike, Walmart.
Period. Period. Say it in the chat, guys. Period. How do you spell that? I'm just tearing up. He's so wonderful. He's so true. The Democrats, they think they're badass and they're trying to fight the system, and they're the man. They are the system. Trump is black. He's one of the people. He's not a billionaire. They're trying to take him down like a commoner, like a peasant. I'm crying. This guy is so good.
You had Robert De Niro showing up at a Biden campaign rally on the day of jury instructions. This is politics written all over it.
Yeah, De Niro, he was there to intimidate the jury, to tell the jury how to act right during jury instructions. And that was an official Biden campaign event. Good one, J.D. Vance.
Trump is calling the United States of America, the greatest country in the world, a fascist state. Are you okay with that?
After the president of the United States uses the power of the courts and his power as president
that we live in a fascist
throw
state?
his opponents in jail.
This is a fascist state, Wolf Blitzer, you idiot. By the way, quit acting so precious. You're all like, I can't believe Trump called it a fascist state. You know what every Democrat's been saying about Trump? They're going, Trump and the Republicans are fascist. They're fascistic. Biden at his campaign speeches. We have to stop these fascists. What did they say when Trump won the presidency? They go, he's a fascist. They've been saying it all this time. So quit pretending like it's offensive to you, Wolf Blitzer. You just been shot with your own gun. This is what you guys do. This is your bread and butter. Offended that Trump said this place is fascist. You're a fascist, Wolf Blitzer. Look at your last name, man. You sound like someone from Krakow. Und Wolf Blitzer.
But what about Trump calling our country a fascist
They're
state?
trying to throw him in prison for a paperwork violation, Wolf.
By his peers.
After the judge gave those jury biased instructions, after that judge donated to Donald Trump's political opponent, of course he's going to be frustrated.
True. I'm just going to let JD Vance continue to take him apart.
I don't care what you call this, but this is not the America that I know and love.
Yeah. Hey, what happened? Dude, where's my country?
President or former president in American history to be convicted of felonies.
So let's talk about precedents. He's convicted of a literal paperwork violation.
He's convicted 34 felonies.
All of them paperwork violations. Rule a single paperwork violation, and they drew 34 felonies out. That should really bother you, whether you're a Democrat or Republican.
It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican. It doesn't bother Democrats because they're here to cover up for fascists, which Trump is right about.
Now let's talk about precedents. 6 years ago, Hillary Clinton paid $113,000 that was misclassified as a legal expense. That's the exact same thing that Donald Trump is accused of. Hillary Clinton got a slap on the wrist and a fine from the FEC.
This is exactly what the Democrats do. They want those laws to be there only to apply against Republicans. And then when a Democrat comes along, the law is magically dropped. You'll see it over and over again. It's why Hunter Biden didn't get busted for having a gun, even though he was a felon. He didn't get busted on his taxes, cheating on his taxes. He gets an excuse. All of us would go to jail if we did the same thing as him. That's the idea. It's not that the Democrats are against the rule of law. They love the rule of law. They just want it to be applied to just their political opponents.
Donald Trump has had 34 felony indictments. It's so obvious that this is about politics, Wolf. And I understand the questions here, but if we allow this to continue, we are going to wake up in a banana republic where we try to throw people in jail instead of winning an argument in our politics.
Let me read
That's
to
not
you.
what I want. I don't think it's what you want either.
Yeah, no, it is what he wants. I don't get why JD Vance is saying we're going to wake up in a banana republic. I don't know about you guys, but as of yesterday, I already woke up in a banana republic.
Why didn't they change the venue? Why didn't the judge give accurate jury instructions? Why didn't they charge him with something more than a paperwork violation? The entire argument of this case is that Donald Trump should go to prison because an employee of his filled out paperwork the wrong way. Wolf, this is disgraceful.
I love the way JD Vance, by the way, making a great case for being the vice president to our great felon president, Trump the felon, our first felon president. I'm ready for it. Are you?
What it suggests is Donald Trump committed a paperwork violation. Is that 34 felony counts? Not in the country that I want to live in, not in the United States of America that I know and love.
You don't want to live in the United States?
I don't want to live in a New York sham prosecution. I would not live in New York State right now. Absolutely, I wouldn't, Wolf, because what New York has showed and what, frankly, the Biden administration has showed is that if you don't do exactly what they want you to do in politics, they will try to use our system, bipartisan system of law and order, to throw you in prison.
Do not live in New York. And I've got my largest audience share is in New York. I got huge conservatives in New York. Guys, you are not protected by your state. It is not safe there. It's fascistic. You should probably flee to another state where we'll take care of you. Come on out to Tennessee, go to Florida, go to Texas. Guys, if I'm a conservative, I will not step in Manhattan. Again, I will not spend one dime in that hellhole. How dare they? Corrupt scum.
So your message to Trump supporters in the aftermath of these convictions is what?
My message is, don't get angry, don't get depressed, get even, get involved, and let's win this election, because that's the only way to actually fix this country and to save it for the American people.
That's exactly what we're going to do. We do not get mad. We don't get violent. We get even and we win. We're going to elect Trump November 5th. I'm Doug in exile.